it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today I am making you a Stampin' Up card, and I am making it using this gorgeous stamp set called Celebrate Today with the matching dies and also the Watercolour Wash Stamp, which I love. And we're going to be using Sahara Sand and the matching card, Lost Lagoon and the matching card, and this Lost Lagoon is from the Incolours collection for 2014-2016 if you don't recognise the name. And then I've got some Whisper White here for stamping on. Okay, so let's get going with our card. Okay, so I've taken the Lost Lagoon cardstock, and it was actually A4 because I'm in the UK. The Stampin' Up cardstock comes in A4, so I cut it down to a card that is 4 1/8 wide and 5 1/2 tall once scored. I then cut a piece of the Whisper White at a 1/4 inch down, and then I've cut a couple of pieces of the Sahara Sand at the same width of 3 7/8 across and just 1 1/2 inch tall, and you'll see what I'm going to use that for in due course. So first of all, we're going to get on with our stamping. So I've got the piece of Whisper White, then I've got my piece of Whisper White that was just spare, and then I've got some of the Sahara Sand. Okay, so let's start with this piece of Whisper White, and we're going to start with our Watercolour Wash Stamp. So here's my Sahara Sand, and these are going to be really luscious because they're brand new, so we might want to do a stamp onto my pad here. Yeah, it's quite strong, so now we've stamped off, we can then just pop it onto here and just pop that down like so. We'll come on there. Okay, and then just pull that off, and it's just, as you can see, it's really much more delicate now than the first piece that we did down here, which was a lot stronger. So I think that looks really good. And then we're going to get our little piece of Whisper White, and we're going to get our Celebrate Today stamp set, and so I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to be using my Lost Lagoon. But again, for this one, I want the first inking to actually be quite light. I don't want a lot of strength on that. So I'm just going to ink up my balloon, making sure it's nicely well done. Just take the excess off, and then onto my Whisper White here, and give it a good strong press just to make sure we get all that ink on. And then there we go. Doesn't that look nice? So pretty. But then what we need to do is, we've got these gorgeous bits of things that you can add to your balloon. So I'm going to take this one here with all these little stars, and then what we want to do is ink this up with the Lost Lagoon again, but I'm not going to stamp this off, so we're just literally going to stamp straight on, and that should then have the strength of the colour to show over that, because it's a second. The first one was inked off, and then this one we went directly, so it should have a nice stronger colour, which it does. So with the one colour you can achieve that 2 different colour tones, which is really cool. So like that, and then just pop that in there, and then we're going to take that and we're going to find our happy and our birthday, and we're going to pop those onto the card here. So pick that up, put that there. Let's just gently ink that, and then put that down in the corner here. And again, because we're doing a first ink rather than stamping off first, that should come up a lot stronger, which it has. So then we're going to do our happy now, and then we just ink the happy up as well. So that's that one done. I want it close but not so overlapping or anything. So then making sure we're just pushing that down nice and firmly. There we go. So there's our happy birthday. Okay, so that we should have cut that size in the first place, so I've just adjusted that, and then I'm going to pop this to one side now because I don't need that bit for the minute. So next I want to take my Sahara Sand and I want to stamp these little banners, and I want 2, and then I'm going to die cut those out as well as my balloon. So we're just going to take my Sahara Sand here and then just pop, so put a stamp. There we go, and then a second one. Okay, so that's come out fine. So again, let's pop that to one side. And so I think for the moment that's all the stamping we need to do. Okay, so I've got my big shot and I've got my magnetic platform. And so I've got magnetic platform, an acrylic plate. Then we're going to pop my little balloon stamped image. Then we've got the Sizzix Big Shot Stampin' Up dies. And we've got the little balloon that matches the stamping set, and because it's the magnetic platform I don't need to worry about taping this down or anything like that. It's just going to hold it in position perfectly, and then I'm just going to pop the next acrylic plate on top and run that through the machine. Okay, and there we have our die cut. Isn't that gorgeous? So then we're going to take our Sahara Sand banners that we cut, and I've got the banner die, and we're just going to cut those out. So, and there's our second one. Perfect. Okay, so that's those 2 done. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is take our piece of paper that we did with our watercolour wash, etc., and we want to cut it, because that's why this is shorter, because we're going to create a gap in the centre and separate it up so that we have a line of that Lost Lagoon in the middle, but also I've got our Sahara Sand and we're going to create just a little scallop on the edge of that piece here each side, so it just softens that up as well. But what we needed therefore to do was have a think about, because I'm going to put this basket where that would need to be, because we want to stamp that on this piece here, so we need to make sure that that's going to work, that our balloon is going to come across the gap and it's not going to be too low or anything. So as best as I can, I reckon if we cut this in half, so at, this is 4 1/4, so if we cut it at 2 1/8, I think that will work out. So that's now done. Woo. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is just stamp the basket onto here, thinking that we'll stick with the Sahara Sand down the bottom there. Okay, so I've popped that on there, and what we need to make sure is that this is as high as we can take it. So that's centre. So that just tells us where our centre line is. Let me just pop that up a bit so that when I stamp it, I'm going to know approximately where that is, so that's going to help. So there we go. There. Does that look good? That looks good. And then when we put the balloon on, that's going to come down to there, so that's going to look really cool. Okay, fingers crossed it's going to work. If it doesn't, you're not going to see this video anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, so that's the end of all our stamping. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to take these 2 pieces of Sahara Sand and we just want to punch a lovely scalloped border along the edge. So I just want to sort of centralise it so that basically the scallops work out evenly each side, because nothing drives me mad more than when you have a whole scallop this side and half of one that side. So we just centre it and then it should work out just perfect. And then go the other way. holding that in position. There we go, so that's that, and you can see, look how each end is perfectly even. So that's that piece as well. Okay, so that's pretty much all the elements are now complete. So it's just a case of construction now. So we're going to take our card base, and actually we're not going to take our card base, that's just a complete lie. We're going to take these pieces and we're going to take our Sahara Sand elements here, and we're just going to pop those like that. Now obviously where the balloon's going to go over, you're not going to see the centre of that, but I think, you know, it's just going to just soften that down a little. So I'm just going to get a tape or a pen, and I want to run it along the top edge of this piece here, and then the bottom edge of the piece that I'm going to stick on it. Okay, so then we're just going to take that and just pop that up against those squares there so we can see everything's straight, and then we want to line it up. We don't want it sort of massive, we just want a little piece. So then we've lined that up, and then we've just got a lovely little border on the edge of that one, and then the same on here. Okay, so there's that piece, whoops, like that. And then I think with this I want to pop it down with some foam tape just to give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so we're just going to line that up, and you just want to make sure that these three sides have the same amount of the lagoon, Lost Lagoon showing, because that's the way to know, because you can't really tell from the gap here. So, and then doing the same down here, just lining it up. There we go. Isn't that cool? They're pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put some foam tape on my little balloon here, and I'm going to take a little piece at the top, and I think it will be just about here on the bottom. So let's just check. Oh no, that's going to show. Let's pop it down here. Yep, that's fine. And then in the centre here, we want to add a little piece of foam tape, and again just checking that that doesn't show, and then we need to add a piece on top of that because it needs to be double thickness, where that's obviously we've got the thickness that we had for the base, and then we've got the thickness of the balloon that we've already popped up as well, so we need to make sure that that has that double thickness in order for this to actually stick to it. And the reason I did that is, you know, if in the post it gets squashed or anything, you don't want that to squish it all down. So let's just pop that. So just gently curved it a little bit, and you can't really see it, but it does show a little on the front here, so that's that. But these pieces I want just to be flat, so I'm just going to put a little piece of adhesive on each of these. There we go, and we can put that in position like so, and then this one we can do the same. There we go, don't look pretty? And then I just want to add some pearls in the bottom here, so I've just got some little, and then I'm just put 3 across like so. And then just to finish off, I've got some of the Stampin' Up Baker's Twine White, and I'm just going to take that and create a little bow, which I'm going to pop onto the little balloon there. So I want to double that up, And then just create our 2 little bunny ears, cross them over, and then so you cross it over like that, and then you take one lot and you pull it down and pop it through the hole and grab them on the other side and make sure I've got both pieces. Now I'm making it slightly more difficult for myself because I've got a double bow, and then just pull it so it's tight and knotted, and then grab the knot in the middle, and this is the key bit, hold it nice and tight, and then pull your 2 little ends, try and make sure they stay untwisted, and by holding that knot you really help keep the knot closed, and do the same on the other side. Now if it's slightly uneven like it is there, just grab one of the tails and pull it. Okay, and then tighten it again just in case it's got a little bit loose, and then grab the center knot again if you want to adjust it a little bit more. And what this creates is a bow with the tails going off, one top, one bottom. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the tails off the top here and tails off the bottom, and then we've got our little bow, and then that can go on there like so, and I think that's going to look really cute. So I'm just going to get a glue dot for that. Okay, so I've got a little glue dot here, so I'm just going to pop it on the back of our little bow like so. Just roll it a little bit, so because even though it's a mini glue dot, it's still quite a bit bigger than our little bow here. And then just making sure everything's sitting exactly where I want it to with the bow, and then popping it down, and there we go. There's our little bow in position. Okay, so this is our finished card. I hope you like it. I hope you've enjoyed making it with me. I think it's been really good fun. I'm loving this Stampin' Up ink and stuff, so I hope you enjoy the fact that I'm doing some stamping with you, and I hope you like the finished card. So for now, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!